What a World Series. I know I'm a couple days after the fact, but I just could not, help but talk about how amazing this series was. I mean, it was so competitive. Both teams wanted it. They showcased that incredibly on the highest level, and everybody watched how it went down. They had a blast watching it. I can tell you that right now. Especially that game seven, man. I mean, obviously, tons of respect to both teams. I mean, props to both teams. And obviously the Dodgers, they won. Blue Jays, man, big props to them. I mean, they obviously they were a last place team, in 2024. Then 2025 they followed up and they win the entire pennant. So amazing effort by them. They were right there. I'll get into it, but Dodgers win it 4-3. I mean, game three, let's start with that. I mean, it was absolutely epic. I mean, nearly a 6 hour game in 40 minutes. That was, I think, the longest World Series game by, innings wise. Obviously, there was an 18 inning game. Game three of 2018. Yeah. That was I think Muncy hit the walk off. Another 18 inning game that always stuck with me was the 18 inning game in 2014 when it was Giants Nationals. I think it was game two in DC. That one always stuck with me. I think Pablo Sandoval, he hit a game tying RBI, and then I think Brandon Belt hit a go ahead home run in the 18th. Just an incredible game. And, I fell asleep in the 17th. And, obviously, it was still a tremendous series, guys. I mean, the Blue Jays were ahead. The Dodgers came back. They tied it late. They won in the 11th because of Will Smith. The final play obviously was a game-inducing double play by Alejandro Kirk. But I am very happy. I want to start for the Dodgers. I mean, congratulations. Clayton Kershaw, I'm a big fan of his. He's a longtime Dodger ace. He wraps up a chapter of just excellence throughout his entire career. One of the best pitchers of the generation and of all time. He didn't dominate the postseason like in his prime, years. I mean, obviously he was notorious for being a playoff trucker, but he, he at his best he was still good in the postseason. Let's be real. But this title adds to his legacy. He's a three-time champion now. You can't take that away. I respect, a lot of players on the roster for the Dodgers, but this guy is right at the top of my list. I mean, in terms of just how he carries himself, how he's, pitched. He's just been he's been fun to watch, man. He's especially for a left-hander. I'm actually, when it comes to throwing, I'm a lefty myself, so I actually can kind of I can enjoy him a little bit more because I kind of see through that thing. But Clayton Kershaw, I mean, he's definitely one of my favorite players, my favorite non-Reds for sure. And Game 7, man, 26 million viewers. It peaked at 31 million. I mean, that's incredible. Incredible. And I had a blast watching. So I hope we can get more series like this. I mean, this was the first 7 game series, I believe, since 2019. So that's incredible. And, we can only hope for more of these series, man. I mean, I'm sad that baseball's not here until April. But, again, I'm looking forward to seeing, the moves that we obviously make this offseason, but just the overall change in baseball and, how it's going to go. But I also want to give a shout out to Freddie Freeman. I mean, you can hate the Dodgers. You can hate, any fundamentals or logistics of the league, of the MLB, but you cannot hate Freddie Freeman. I mean, how do you hate this guy? Like he delivers in the key moments all the time. He's a class act. He basically exemplifies like what class and consistency looks like. Like you cannot hate Freddie Freeman. He's also one of my favorites because of how he carries himself, and I mean he's just a professional. I mean he's the epitome of what a professional needs, especially someone of his stature. Like he's someone that you want on your team all day, every day. And even if he's not on your team, if he's on a rival team, I still don't know how you can hate him. I mean, maybe if he kills your team nonstop, but he's just an incredible, phenomenon of a baseball player. And I'm very, very, he obviously had what was it, game one home run last year to walk it off. And then he had the 18 inning home run in game three. So, tremendous amount of respect for Freddie Freeman. And of course, got to stay Shohei Ohtani. I mean, in my opinion, he's already on his way. His two-way impact on the game is just, excellent. I mean, he had a breakout against the Brewers in the NLCS. I mean, he wasn't great before that in the postseason, but I mean, a 3 home run game in was it game 4? Yeah, I think it was the game 4. So that was incredible. Shohei Ohtani is on his way to becoming the greatest ever. I mean, if he's not already there, I mean, he is the best to ever play baseball, in my opinion. So yeah, there's so many guys down the list I could go. I mean, I can go to Andy Pages for making an incredible catch. I believe it was that was the 10th inning when they were the bases loaded. So that's something. I mean, it was extra innings in Game 7. How can you not love that? For as a neutral fan, I mean, that's all you can ask for. I mean, I'm sure Dodgers and Jays fans were stressing the entire series, but as a neutral fan who just wanted to see good balls, I mean, I was rooting for the Blue Jays, but I mean, for it to go like that, I would do it all over again, man. I would watch that all over again. It was awesome. So, honestly, I think, like, I have to give a lot of props to Toronto, first of all. I mean, they are a tremendous team. But what a play. There is, one thing that I, really wanted to highlight. Salary cap is definitely needed. Like, I mean, they should have a salary cap. I mean, I agree. But I don't think it's that big of an issue to the point, like, small markets like Pittsburgh, like St. Louis, like Kansas City, like Cincinnati. Like, there has been small market teams that win the World Series. The Rays have been to a World Series. I don't know, the Marlins. I mean, any non-bid market team, they've all won, like, championships with small markets. It's not undoable. For people that say small market teams in baseball have no chance, it's not true. I mean, a lot of Brewer fans were saying that after the NLCS. It's not true. I mean, do I think it would help? Of course. But it might be harder, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. I'm not ruling out the Reds, hopefully being a high spending team, because that's what they should be. Now, will they is a different story. But I mean, and also let's not forget the Mets, one of the biggest payrolls in all of baseball. They missed the playoffs this year. I mean, don't get me wrong, they had a historical collapse, but we took that playoff spot for them. It's like this stuff happens. It's part of baseball, and the beauty of baseball, like, it's luck dependent. I mean, there's not been a repeat champion in baseball, since what 2000. The Yankees, they three-peated in what, 2000. The Giants had that even year magic, 2010, 2012, 2014, 20. It ran out in 2016, but they weren't repeat. And they were the first NL team, the Dodgers. They're the first NL team to repeat since the 1975 to 1976 Reds. We don't have that anymore. So one thing we do have is we won 9 straight World Series games. So that's, I guess, a good thing. No salary cap is not an excuse it's just an excuse for owners not to spend money, or at least some owners. So that's what I got to say about that. But again, props to the Blue Jays. I was rooting for you guys all the way. I mean, it's nothing ill will towards the Dodgers. Like I said, I just wanted a fresh face, and I really liked the Jays. I always have. They had their chances, man. They pushed the Dodgers to the absolute brink, and I can kind of sympathize and empathize with them. That feeling of, like, heartbreak, how I would feel. Like, it's real. That game was heartbreaking for the Toronto Blue Jays. I just don't know what I would do if the Blue Jays, if the Reds rather, they lost a game like that. I mean, they had so many chances, man. They had their chances. I mean, Andy Pages made an incredible catch. Again, like I said, at the wall. Even that double play by Alejandro Kirk, that's heartbreaking right there, man. But the Reds, they got an opportunity in front of them. Hopefully, we can lock back in and spend some money on the team, because that's what the fan base wants. That's what the team wants. That's what, everybody wants. And, shout out to Terry Francona. He was a manager of the year finalist, I believe. So props to him. Props to the Dodgers, the Blue Jays. I never hated the Dodgers. Obviously, yeah, they took us out this year, but I kind of can absolve them because they eliminated the Brewers too. So there's some acceptance right there. But yeah, I mean, it was a fresh face to see the Blue Jays there. Dodgers, they're to beat the champ, you got to knock them out. That's it. That's all I got to say. Great World Series. Heartbreak for the Jays, but congrats to the Dodgers. They're the back-to-back World Series champions. They'll be eyeing a three-peat next spring. So you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys had a great baseball season. I enjoyed it. It was fun, and hopefully we get more excitement next year. And I want to say also, I mean, I think these playoffs right now, I think this solidified baseball right now is my favorite sport. As much as I love, watching, football, as much as I like watching basketball, I think these playoffs for baseball really, really put it over the top. And the Bengals have kept me kind of disinterested. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still try to watch. I watch them as much as I can. Obviously, I, tune into the league every now and then. But really the only thing right now, guys, keeping me even remotely invested in the NFL is, fantasy, obviously, and then the pick'em tournaments that I'm in. So and also, I mean, I just like watching football, but it's just been, when you lose back-to-back games like that, it's rough. So, yeah, I mean, right now, man, I got to put baseball number one, but, we'll see, how it goes. But, right, that was an incredible World Series to watch, incredible postseason. And, we'll see what happens, man, next spring. Go Reds at the end of the day. And have a good one, guys.